It is also found in the cell wall of the fungi. So these are some of the important points about the polysaccharides that you people have to remember. So I guess we can start solving certain questions over here. Let me erase this. Okay. So let us discuss some of the questions again over here. Which of the following one of the feature of secondary metabolites is their function is not known, their roles in the physiological processes is not known, and they are useful to human welfare, all of the above. As I mentioned, we know all of their important functions. Okay, we don't know their function, what physiological process we don't know, but yet they are having some important value to the human welfare. Hence, we can say all of the above statements are right. The next one, the molecular weight of the acid soluble pool ranges from the 200 to 2000 Daltons, okay, 100 to 1000 Daltons, 18 to 800 Daltons. The last one we are having is the 100 to 10 to 100 Daltons. The answer we all know, it is 18 to 800 Daltons is the range of the acid soluble pool. Moving on, the only exception to the compounds in the terms of thousands of molecular weight, okay, the only exception of the compound or the what we can say molecule which does not have thousands of molecular weight, but yet we call it as a biomacromolecule. That is what the question is, right? Lipids, proteins, carbohydrates, and nucleic acid. We all know it is actually lipids. Its weight does not increase, or it's not having more than 800. Okay, it does not exceed 800, but yet we call it as what? A biomacromolecule. Hence, it is the exception we are having. The next one, which of the following in the host organisms are known to have normal roles and functions? Okay, secondary metabolite, alkaloids, primary metabolites, none of the above, right? So we know in the host organisms, normal roles and functions are known to have for the primary metabolites, right? Primary metabolites are the substances which are known to have the roles in the case of host organisms. C is our right answer. The next one, micromolecules, a molecular weight does not exceed 2000 Daltons, 1000 Daltons, 800 Daltons, 500 Daltons. Okay, the answer we know it is 1000 Daltons. Okay, the molecules, their molecular weight does not exceed than the 1000 Daltons. Next question, which of the following is a drug? Okay, that is abrin, ricin, concanavalin, and next is the vinblastine. We all know these two are actually toxins, and this is a lectin, and vinblastine is known to be a drug over here. So D is our right answer. Match the following. Yes. So the column 1 and column 2, right? So let us look into the column 1. We are having alkaloids, toxins, lectins, and polymeric substances and pigments, right? And next one we are having column 2, ricin, concanavalin A, and anthocyanins, codeine, and rubber, right? So for the fifth one, pigments, we know anthocyanins, so fifth one will come over here. And polymeric substances we are having is the rubber, so hence fourth number will come over here. Okay, lectins we are having concanavalin A, so third number will come over here. And in the case of ricin, so toxins we know it is ricin, so 2 number will come over here. Alkaloids, that is fourth, that is codeine. Morphine and codeine are called as the alkaloids, right? And hence the 1 number will come over here, right? So if you look over the options that they have mentioned, I can say that so the first one 4, second one is 2, and 3 is 2. Yes, exactly. I think we have got our answer. A option, I think it matches completely with what we have written over here, and exactly it is A is our right answer. Right, now moving on, which of the following is true about the lipids? They come in acid insoluble fraction, and the grinding of the tissue will break the membrane. Okay, vesicles are not the result of grinding. They have a high molecular weight. Okay, so now they come in acid insoluble fraction. Okay, that is also true, and grinding the tissue will break the membrane, right? So we can say that both these two options are actually the right answer. Okay, so vesicles are not result of grinding. No, that is not true. And they have high molecular weight. Yes, that is also not true. So here, probably while preparing the options, I might have what we can say missed out some aspect. So this question, it is completely invalid. Okay, I can say this is invalid, but yet let us consider that both these two options are correct. So probably the first option might have been they come in acid soluble fraction. Okay, so we can consider that if this had been the statement, then B would have been the answer. The grinding is not resulting in breaking of membrane. If that would have been the option, then A would have been answer. Okay, so I guess the mistake is on my side. Don't worry. Okay, probably during the typing way, I might have missed some vital point over here. Okay, so let us consider 8th question as invalid. Okay, generally in your NEET examination, such things will not happen. Okay, grace questions will not appear. Don't think in that particular way. That you will get some grace questions. Never the case. Okay, they will make sure that all the questions with the respective options are proper. Okay, yeah. The next one, which of the following is an acid soluble pool? Okay, proteins, carbohydrates, cytoplasmic composition, lipids. We all know the cytoplasmic composition mainly belongs to acid soluble pool. The next question, which of the following is not strictly a macromolecule and yet found in the acid insoluble pool? Okay, not a macromolecule strictly speaking, but yet it is found in the acid insoluble pool. Proteins, carbohydrates, nucleic acids, and lipids. We all know it is what? Lipids is our answer. Okay, it is not a macromolecule strictly speaking, but yet it is found in the acid insoluble pool. Okay, and what is the reason? We know that. Yeah. Now, which of the following macromolecule makes the highest percentage of the cell? Okay, the first one you're having is the proteins, carbohydrate, next is lipids, and finally we are having nucleic acid, right? Around 10 to 15% we say that proteins are the major, what we can say, percentage of contribution when it comes to the cell. Right, we have mentioned this in the table that we have seen. Water makes around 70 to 90%, but proteins makes around 10 to 15%. The next question, the organelles of the cell come under acid soluble fraction, basic soluble fraction, acid insoluble fraction, and the next one we are having is the basic insoluble fraction, right? So we know that they come under the acid insoluble fraction, right? The macromolecules and also the cell organelles, okay, they basically come in under the acid insoluble fraction. Okay, even the organelles, if you consider their structure in the cell chapter we have discussed, right? The cell membrane ultimately is made up of what? Lipids, right? Similarly, if you consider even the cell organelles, they are also at the end of the day they are made up of the macromolecules itself, right? So C is our right option. Next, which of the following is a branched polysaccharide? Starch, glycogen, cellulose, all of the above. The answer we know it is the glycogen is actually a branched polysaccharide. The next question, the fungi cell wall and exoskeleton of arthropods are made of cellulose, hemicellulose, N-acetyl glucosamine, and N-acetyl galactosamine. Okay, so the answer for this is actually the chitin, right? Yes, the answer over here is actually the chitin. But if we consider the sugar unit that is present in the chitin is actually the N-acetyl galactosamine. So we can say that D can be more appropriate. Okay, if they had given chitin as our answer, then chitin as the option, then chitin would have been the answer, right? But we have to consider the sugar unit that they have given over here. It is the N-acetyl galactosamine. Okay, it ultimately forms the chitin. So D is our right answer. Next, the most complex polysaccharides are the homopolymers, okay, heteropolymers. Next is the triheteropolymers, helical in structure. We can say that helical in structure is making the polysaccharide quite complex in nature. Okay. Next question, which of the following statement is true? Starch can hold iodine. The helical nature of cellulose is responsible for it to bind with iodine. Okay, glycogen is a storage material in the case of plants. The right end of the polysaccharide is a non-reducing end, right? So now you know that it is actually reducing end. The right end is actually reducing end. So this statement is not true. Glycogen is a storage material in the case of the animals, not in the case of plants. So even this is also not true. Okay, and the helical nature of cellulose is mainly responsible for it to bind with the iodine, right? So we know that cellulose does not contain complex helices, right? Or helix kind of structure. Hence, it cannot hold the iodine. Even this statement is also wrong. Starch can hold iodine. Exactly. A is our right answer. Now, moving on. The polymer of fructose is starch, cellulose, glycogen, inulin. You know, answer is inulin. D is our answer. The next question, cellulose, glycogen and starch, all of them are polymer of glucosamine, N-acetyl galactosamine, fructose, glucose. It is mainly polymer of glucose. D is our answer. It's a simple question. Cellulose cannot hold iodine because it is not helical. It shows a branched nature. It is a homopolymer. It does not have reducing end. The answer we all know, it is not helical in appearance. Okay, the structure does not show helical kind of complexes. The next statement, which of the following statement is true? Plant cell walls are made up of chitin, glucosamine is a chemically modified sugar, cellulose is a heteropolymer, glycogen is an unbranched homopolymer polysaccharide. Okay, so we know that it is actually a branched homopolymer, right? This is a wrong statement. Cellulose is actually a homopolymer, wrong statement again. And the glucosamine is a chemically modified sugar. Exactly, it is the true statement. And the first we all know, the plant cell wall is mainly made up of cellulose. Okay, it is not chitin. Chitin in the case of the fungi and the exoskeleton of the arthropods, right? So even A is also the wrong answer. So I guess we have solved around 20 questions over here, and till now, if you consider, we have discussed around 40 questions. And you people, as I said, you can start solving more and more questions, and we will meet in the next class of the biomolecules, and we can discuss the further aspects, that is mainly the proteins and all, right? Thank you.